Hey there, and welcome to No Small Life, where we help you rebuild a life you love no matter what you've walked through.
Your life is not small. You don't have to live it that way any longer.
That's right.
We are Chris and Megan Rhea, and today we're talking about 3 simple ways to manage your money better. Why is it so important to manage our money well? Well, let me tell you something. There are so many things outside of our control. Bad health reports, loss, divorce, tragedy, things not going the way we thought they were going to go.
Right.
Money is the one area that we can control if we discipline ourselves to manage it better.
There is a huge emotional component when it comes to how we spend money, right? And many times it comes from how we were raised, how we grew up. So I'm going to ask you this question. What is the story you're telling yourself about money? Did you see money mishandled? Did you see it used as a form of control? Or was money scarce? Was there a lot of fear attached to how you grew up with money?
The truth is, money can make our lives feel so small and insignificant at times. And most people just think they'd be happier if they made more money, or life would be easier if they made more money. And I'm here to tell you, if you got smart about the way you manage the money you do make, life could be easier for you, and you might feel a lot happier about money. So here we go. We're going to give you 3 simple ways to manage your money better. The first thing is to create a plan for your money.
Yeah.
And this is the truth. We create plans for just about everything in life. And especially if you think about going to work, you have to have a plan for your job, your day. If you manage a money account, it has to be done right with receipts and everything. But when it comes to our personal finance, we don't really manage our funds very well. In fact, most people, when I talk to them, they can't even tell me how much money they bring in to the household each month.
Yeah.
What is your net income each month? It's so important to know that, because that's the starting point.
Right.
Knowing what you make each month is very important, because then you know how much you can spend, give, and save that month. But most people, what they do is they just live their life on a credit card. They see something they want or they need, they just grab it. And
Add to cart.
Add to cart. And then at the end of the month, they either barely have enough to pay off their credit card, or they can't pay off their credit card, and then they say, oh man, I don't make enough money, or I'm living paycheck to paycheck. When the truth is, no, you just didn't create a spending plan for the month.
So here's what you're gonna do. You're going to create a plan for your money, and it's gonna include 4 categories. You ready? It's gonna include needs, wants, debts, and savings. That's all. That's all 4. Needs, wants, debts, savings.
So what's considered a need?
Starbucks.
For some people it is. Needs basically can be broken down to groceries, housing, utilities, anything that has to do with food and shelter that you need to survive.
Then you have wants. They don't fall into the category of needs. You don't have to have them for survival, but you enjoy them, you want them, they make your life better, right? Things like dining out, hobbies, vacations, shoe shopping, those sorts of things.
Yes, and most people overdo it. Most Americans overdo it on this portion of their budget, which makes them feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck. They're actually just buying a little too many wants. Now we should have some wants. We work hard for a living. We should be able to spend some money on what we want, not just what we need. However, sometimes we go overboard.
We're reining it in a little bit. Reining it on that Instagram add to cart thing. So it's too easy. It's too easy.
Your debts are considered whoever you owe money to. Do you have a credit card balance? Do you have a student loan? Do you have a car loan? What are these payments that you have that you owe money? Maybe it's medical bills. Whatever it is, those are considered your debts.
Then you have savings, right? You have an emergency fund, ideally with 3 to 6 months of living expenses should something happen. You have the things that you're saving for like retirement, kids' college funds, a new car, those sorts of things. Vacation.
So here's how we create the spending plan. You take your total household income, whatever that number is after taxes that you actually bring into your checking account. You put that at the top of the page, or if you're using an app or a software, you put it in there. There's one called Every Dollar, great app to use for this.
If you use it, it's free.
It's free. You put it at the top of the paper or the app, and then list all your expenses below it for the month. And the goal is to see how much money you have left after all of your needs and expenses for the month. Then you figure out what to do with the rest of that money. What are some wants that you have? What are some things you want to save for? Is there a debt you want to pay off, etc.
Number 2 is create a plan for your debt, right?
This is not what anyone likes to hear,
No.
but it needs to be done.
It does need to be done. And we're going to break it down for you really easy, right? We got our plan on what you just talked about, right?
On our
spending.
Yep.
And so now we're going to come up with a plan to get rid of your debt. And I want you to think about it like this. What would happen if I was like, honey, let's organize the house? And I took everything that we own from every room and I threw it out in the lawn. I would not organize my house. I would just get overwhelmed, right? Like there's a bunch of stuff on my lawn and I wouldn't do anything about it and it would be overwhelming. That is what so many people do with their debt. They just say, I'm just gonna attack it all. I'm just gonna put a little over here, a little over here, a little over here. And you don't make any traction.
Right.
And we want better for that than for you. So a great way to do that is what Dave Ramsey calls the debt snowball. Okay, you're gonna list your debts out from smallest to largest, and counterintuitively, sometimes you're gonna attack that little guy, your smallest debt, with everything you got first and just make the minimum payments on the other ones. Then, once little guy's paid off, you're gonna move on to second little guy and pay him completely off.
And the reason for this is you feel like you're getting wins.
Yeah.
You know, and it keeps you going. Yes, I just paid a debt off. I just paid another debt off. So it creates momentum.
Creates momentum.
Number 3 is to increase income and decrease spending for a season of time.
You can do this.
Because here's the thing. We have 2 components to money management or to personal finance, and that's income versus outgo.
Right.
And if you find that at the end of the month, what's going out is more than what's coming in, you got to bring some more money in.
Right.
Means you got to roll up your sleeves, take some overtime at work, maybe pick up a shift delivering pizzas for a season, or DoorDash,
right?
or Uber. Do something to create some more income for a season so that you can actually make more money than you're spending each month. And for a season of time, you also may just need to decrease spending. Maybe it's not time to go on that $5,000 vacation. Maybe it's time to put that money towards paying off a debt or saving for an emergency fund or saving into retirement. So personal finance has a lot to do with behavior and disciplining ourselves to not always go after what we want right when we want it, but to save for the future and to have some goals for the future.
So there you have it, 3 simple ways to manage your money. And I want to ask you, what are your financial goals, right? What is your why? Because friend, that is the thing that when it gets really hard, when you want to go to Target, when you want to add to cart, right? That's going to keep you. Your why is going to keep you on track. So if you have a goal, if you have something you're working after, throw in the comments below. Let us know. We want to cheer you for it and keep you accountable.
So that's all we have for you today. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, we would love to have you do that. We also want to remind you that No Small Life is a nonprofit run on the donations of people. If you'd like to partner with us, you can get more information at our website, nosmalllife.me. Have a great day, everyone, and remember, your life is not small.
Bye, guys.